So I start one.
Okay.
Guys, pay attention to our
Masterpiece.
attention. The most creative I want.
Try to do the same, but you've taken all our Lego parts. Just
Fantastic. This is the stairs of the progress.
Okay. I like the template.
This is our phone.
Take a look. You now see what means, what each step means.
Yeah.
So if I have your attention, guys.
Everybody listen in, please.
Thank you. So an issue that we have identified in the supplier support team of BSO is that when suppliers are calling or contacting us and the information that they request is not exactly what we can provide and what we do provide. This is the main reason for having escalations, both from our external customers, being the suppliers, and from the internal customers, being the countries that we support. So what we want to address in the next month as a deadline, let's put it this way, is to identify exactly and to understand clearly what sufficient and timely information means for us and for the customers that we support. I believe it's the right moment to put this in place, considering the customer satisfaction survey that is coming very soon. Of course, although we experience the issue in all the countries we support, we would like to pilot it in Bulgaria. We target two different customers, as I said, the suppliers who contact us directly for payment-related information, and the country representatives, who in most of the cases again contact us on behalf of the suppliers. But we believe that because of the business understanding and because of the needs the different customers have, again, the information should be different and the content of the message should be different. So the first step that we would like to undertake is to define exactly what timely and sufficient information means. The way we would like to put it is by conducting interviews with suppliers and with country colleagues again. We will run a report. We would like to see the suppliers who are contacting us most often so that we have them as target. We have put a list of questions aiming to understand why they call us, what exactly they would like to hear from us, and how they understand the timely information. Again, we would like to use the opportunity of talking to them to raise the awareness of the procedures and SOAs that we have in place now, and maybe even discuss with them if this is okay from business point of view. And to ask them to put some prerequisites when they contact us, for example, what we need from them as prerequisite, as information, so that they can help us speed up the service we provide to them. After having this, the results from the interviews, the next point would be to measure them and to analyze them. Additional source of information would be the report that we can run internally in the team, so that we see the top root causes and so that we have clear subject of the work that we plan to do. We don't want to go and save the world, we want to have clear deliverables at the end of this project. Next step would be to implement a clear template when we are talking about written communication, or clear script when we are talking about verbal communication, like a checklist with key points, what we want to have in each and every message that we release to our customers, so that we make sure we gather all the information, we translate it in the language of the customer, and we deliver in time without the need for the customer to come back to us again and ask additional questions. The next step would be to control the results from this exercise, again, we are conducting interviews with the same group of suppliers to double check what have changed, if anything have changed, is it for good or for bad, and maybe how we can proceed further. Questions?
There is a question. Kata.
Kata, sorry, I don't see you.
Comparing with the rest, it sounds like the least quick win, meaning that somehow you have not identified what it means for the customers who you interview. Is it clear for you what they need and what you don't provide as sufficient information?
We want what we know for sure. Each and every customer is contacting us with one and the same question, date of payment. The case here is that we are not able to provide it in 100% of the cases. So we need to find what can be sufficient enough as information. If we are not able to provide the exact date of payment, because it's not visible in the system and we don't know it at this stage of the situation, what can be sufficient for the supplier or for the country?
During the interviews, have you found out what would be sufficient for these three suppliers?
That we interviewed yesterday, you mean?
Yes.
Not exactly, I don't believe. I think we need to put the focus and really, I'm not sure. Yesterday what we did was not sufficient enough. I believe we need to do it again.
Because before we go out to more suppliers to interview, I think at least we need to understand how we can fix these three suppliers who they give us feedback, and we got as much information as possible. I understand the dilemma that we cannot provide a clear payment date in some cases. I just don't know what you describe as action can address this.
From yesterday's experience, we interviewed two suppliers actually. The one of the Bulgarian suppliers, I believe it was good. It brought some results that we might use. We just need to control better the conversation in a way that we really get the information that we need from the supplier, because they have like a tendency to just to share the pain points, and we need to receive exact answers from them, answering these questions, what they expect from us.
Can I propose something?
Yeah.
We have been mentioning this for a while, but you're the customers, we're the vendors within the same building. And we are on a daily basis calling customers and struggling to get a promise to pay with a precise date and with the precise invoices, which is, we are making the calls that you are receiving.
Yeah.
And what I would suggest as a very quick win and something very fast is to organize a work shadow between our two teams, at least where we already have the languages, because putting ourselves in the vendor's shoes, putting each one of the people on the phone in the other party's shoes, I believe would bring value, both for our side, because sometimes we can be very aggressive towards our customers and we would not be understanding of the situation they're in, and also from your side. So this is what I can propose as a very quick win into better understanding the other side. And from next week we would be able to offer this for more countries, because so far we had only 3, now we can offer for 9.
Yeah, we can start with 1, 2, and 2, see.
But we need an action plan for this, because we're discussing it for 3 months already.
And now we have it recorded.
Who will make the action plan? Who is the project leader?
It's me, Vladimir.
Mention the notifications.
Just to make sure no questions regarding this one. Because we have one more that we didn't make such a detailed action plan as in this case. The other quick win that we are already, the status there is work in progress, is to reinforce the automatic notifications when somebody sends an email to the generic email, to the generic mailboxes of the countries we support, for this supplier or person to receive an auto-reply message. So, like, to be comfortable that we have received the message, we are working on the message, and we will respond within the established deadlines. It is, we have the template, we know what we want to say to the suppliers or to the centers. We have it translated into all the languages that we support. Next step would be to raise a change request to the guys from BSS team to see the cost, the deadlines, and yeah. This is the other one.
Piloting this in one country and getting feedback before rolling out.
No, we want to do it for all countries. It was working in the past. I really don't know what happened there. There was such thing when I joined.
Are we sure supplier wants this and will be happy with this? Just to first validate.
This is the feedback we received from the buyers from the name of the vendors. They said that they don't receive any feedback when they send their email and they just start waiting.
But actually, an automatic feedback will be sufficient for them because it's very different.
Sufficient. It's the first step just to inform the vendor that their email has reached the correct recipient.
Which is the SLA and which is.
And also by having the notification, we will inform them about our SLA. So we will respond to you within 2 days.
At least we know it's not or they know it's not a deliver failure or something like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
understood
already
that this is
working.
something concrete which they wanted and they are missing. It is a quick win. It will not solve everything, but this is a concrete quick win.
And for sure,
It has been requested.
I believe maybe some of them will not use it, but if not, it will not destroy anything. It might help, but it will not hurt for sure.
Because we do receive automatic replies from bigger suppliers of ours. So it's normal. We just set the message to complete it and expect an answer. So it's not a problem just to delete this automatic message if you think it's irrelevant.
So who is taking over this one? You or Chris or somebody else? About automatic
We will
notification.
work together.
We work on this already.
Who is the project manager?
I'm
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay.
No, thank you.